Sometimes in life we try so hard, but still everything falls apart. We ask ourselves, why did I fail when I worked so much? Why did my dream collapse when I gave my best? Failure makes us feel weak, ashamed, and hopeless. But the truth is, failure is not the end. Sometimes it is the start of something much greater. If you have ever felt defeated, if you ever thought your life is broken and there's no way forward, then this story is for you. Listen carefully until the end, because it may change the way you look at failure forever. Once in a small town surrounded by hills and farms, there lived a man named David. David was known for his honesty and hard work. He had one dream: to run a bakery that everyone in town loved. With his own hands, he built a little shop, painted the walls, and started baking bread every morning before the sun rose. The smell of fresh bread filled the streets, and people came from far just to taste it. David loved his bakery. It was not just a business to him, it was his passion and pride. For years, he worked tirelessly, and people admired his dedication. But one day, a new bakery opened in town. It was big, modern, and shiny, with machines that baked hundreds of loaves at once. They put up big signs, gave discounts, and soon most customers started going there. Slowly, David's bakery became empty. Day after day, he stood behind the counter, waiting for people who never came. He tried his best to keep going, but the income wasn't enough to pay the bills. After months of struggle, one cold morning, David locked the doors of his bakery for the last time. As he walked away, his heart was heavy. People in the town whispered, "Poor David, he wasted his life. He worked so hard, but look, he still failed." Some said, he should stop dreaming and get a simple job. That's all he can do now. Hearing these words broke David's spirit. He felt like he had lost everything. One evening, while sitting alone near the river, David's old teacher, Mr. Lewis, saw him. The teacher sat beside him and asked, "David, why do you look so lost?" David sighed deeply. "Teacher, I gave everything I had to my bakery, but it still failed. Maybe people are right. Maybe my dream was foolish." Mr. Lewis picked up a small stone and threw it into the river. The water rippled for a moment and then kept flowing as if nothing had happened. He looked at David and said, "Do you see this river? Obstacles may disturb it, but it never stops. It finds a new path and continues flowing. Failure is like that stone. It hurts for a while, but life must go on. The real courage is not in never falling. It is in rising again." David listened silently. Those words stayed in his mind. The next morning, he woke up with a new thought. Maybe he had lost his shop, but he still had his skills. He still knew how to bake the best bread. With this hope, he decided to start again, but in a different way. Since he could not afford a shop, David began baking bread in his small kitchen at home. He put loaves in a basket and went door to door, offering them to people. At first, many refused. They said, "Why should we buy from you when we can get bread from the big bakery?" But David didn't give up. He smiled and said, "Just try it once. If you don't like it, I won't bother you again." Little by little, people tasted his bread, and to their surprise, it was fresher, softer, and more delicious than the bread from the big machines. Slowly, word spread. Soon, many families began waiting for David to bring bread to their homes. Within months, he was not only serving his town, but also nearby villages. Day by day, David saved a little money. After a year, he finally reopened his bakery, not big and fancy like the other one, but warm and full of life. The smell of fresh bread filled the streets again, and this time, even more people came. His bakery became a symbol of never giving up. The same townspeople who once said he should stop dreaming now said, "David is truly inspiring." He didn't let failure stop him. One afternoon, Mr. Lewis visited the bakery. He saw the happy crowd and smiled. "Do you see now, David? This is the meaning of starting again. Anyone can celebrate success, but only the strong rise after failure." David looked at him with gratitude. "Teacher, you were right. Failure was not the end. It was the beginning of something better." So what can we learn from David's story? Failure is not final. Losing once doesn't mean you are a loser. Doors closing doesn't mean your journey is over. Success does not belong to the one who never falls. It belongs to the one who rises every single time. Maybe you have failed recently. Maybe you lost a job, failed an exam, or saw your plans collapse. Right now, you might feel like your life is broken. But remember David's story. You can start again. You can rise again. Failure is not here to stop you. It is here to teach you. So if you are down right now, don't stay there. Get up, take a step, and start again. Because the courage to start again is the greatest strength you will ever have. If this story inspired you, don't forget to leave a like and share it with someone who needs hope. Tell us in the comments what you learned from this story, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.